Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, our distinguished guests and participants. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the most anticipated event of the year. It's the Jobberman Career Clinic in Nugu. Please put your hands together for yourself and make some noise. If you're really excited to be here today, ladies and gentlemen, today we have a fantastic lineup designed to empower and inspire you as you navigate through the evolving job markets and career development. So whether you're just starting out your careers, whether you're a fresh graduate, or you're looking to advance in your career, or you're looking to sharpen your professional skills, or perhaps you're looking to gain insights into industry trends and the job market, this is the right place and at the right time. Ladies and gentlemen, to deliver the welcome address, we have with us an outstanding innovator, an accomplished business leader, the CEO of Jobberman Nigeria, Mr. Ore Oluwababaye.
We did a research back in 2020, and the goal of the research was to find the skill gaps in our world of work. Employers were complaining because we work with employers. Jobberman, of course, link job seekers to employers. So in the course of our work, we realized that there is a skill gap that employers were complaining about consistently, and that is soft skills training, right? And that was part of what galvanized us, to work with the MasterCard Foundation, in the Young Africa Works project. And with that, we started with an ambitious plan to train over 3 million Nigerians, right, in soft skills training. And because of the successes since 2020 up till now, we found the need, or we realized that there was a need for us to expand. So back in 2020, we started with 3 states. Now we are in 14 states. Now we are big in Enugu now, right, with this event, and beyond that, right, for us it's even the expansion into other courses. So we have our entrepreneurship course, we have our digital literacy course on top of the soft skills training. So the reason for this is, again, to answer that question that we were trying to answer back in 2020. What is the skill gap, and how do we bridge that gap continuously? At Jobberman, we understand that advancing your career takes more than job skills. It takes the right support and resources, and that is why we have partnered with the MasterCard Foundation to bring you this event today. And we believe very strongly that this event, packed with practical tools and guidance to help you achieve your career goals, you will find usefulness in them. I know you have career questions, and today we have all the answers. So please try as much as possible. Jot as many things that you can jot down. Ask as many questions that you can ask, all right? Because opportunities like this don't come too often. For this particular event, one thing that I'm really big on, I mean, I've seen the young people, and I've seen the enthusiasm, and I'm very happy about it. One thing I would love to see, of course, is more engagement, right, from after this event. And when I say engagement, I mean engagement of participants on the Jobberman platform to take advantage of more and more courses, more of the courses, and also more of the trainings. I think on top of that is also like the general buzz, the general employment buzz in Enugu, right? Where we can now boast to say that we have equipped young people in Enugu State, right, on all of these, trainings, that they can then start to, prefer solutions, and their employers also can see the difference, right, in them. And then, of course, better, confident, young person, right? That's what I'm also looking out for, at the end of this event.
To deliver the goodwill message from the Secretary to the State Government, representing the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Chidebere Onya.
The government of Enugu State, under the leadership of His Excellency, Barrister Peter Ndubisi Mba, is committed towards improving the lives of the people of Enugu State and reducing the poverty head count of this on the part of the citizens. This is evident in his transformation agenda. Of course, for those of you who have been living here in Enugu, we are all witnesses to the infrastructural revolution of this very government. That has led to so many legacy projects. Some have been completed, some are ongoing. The governor of Enugu State made a solemn commitment during the period of electioneering campaign. He did say that he's committed towards growing the GDP of Enugu State from $4 billion to $30 billion. And this could only be achieved through provision of basic amenities, provision of job opportunities, and of course, improving on the ranking on the ease of starting and doing business in Enugu. The SME Center in Enugu here are running a whole lot of programs in partnership with Jobberman and MasterCard and other private sector driven organizations that are committed towards reducing poverty and providing employment for the teeming youths. The essence of this program cannot be overemphasized. It's what we call people-centric approach towards expanding the horizon of job opportunity in the area of job opportunities among our youth. The future is now. That is the thinking of the government of Enugu State. And the government of Enugu State is always ready and open to partner with the private sector in the area of job creation. The Ministry of Labor and Employment who have since set machineries in motion in the area of labor statistics. If you don't have credible platform whereby you generate statistics of both unemployed and employed people, that stands you clearly on the path of, navigating the chartered waters of job creation. I urge each and every one of you in this hall, more especially the participants, to seize this very golden opportunity to chart a new course in your career trajectory.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't stop clapping. Please receive our keynote speaker today, Barrister Mrs. Inena Anozie. Please, a round of applause for Barrister Mrs. Inena. Don't stop clapping.
What do you do in a clinic? You come with your needs and you wait for them to give you or prescribe something that can make you better. So you have come to career clinic where you have your career advancement, you have your career needs met. So that is what I'm hoping to see you go home with today. I hope you get that, all right? So let me quickly go through what I have here. Keynote speech delivered at the Jobberman event, the Enugu Career Clinic on Saturday, the 10th day of August 2024 at Amadio Event Center with the theme, Your Career Compass. Gain clarity and direction. A compass is like an instrument or a device used to navigate or to determine the cardinal direction. When we talk about a career compass, therefore, we are talking about tools that can help you navigate the choppy waters of the job market. Because you agree with me that it's not easy out there. So it is the survival of the fittest. If you're still lagging behind, you're on your own. This compass comprises the necessary knowledge, skills, and experiences you need to be competitive in today's competitive job market. It's a way of looking at your skills, interests, values, and goals to find a career that is right for you. And I'm trusting God that you live here with that because you have come to the right clinic. Think of it as a map that can guide you towards your destination, to your career path. Don't sit back and be having this mindset or mentality of I must be helped by people, my uncle, my mother, my this. It shouldn't be so. Some also blame their unemployment on the government. Granted that the government owes us some level of responsibility, But we shouldn't keep waiting for them and complaining when we can actually do some things for ourselves. The career compass you need for today may even just be a change of mindset. Yes, it may just be a change of mindset. You begin to look around. What can I do? What can I offer? What are the needs of people? What solutions can I offer to, help people and also bring money to myself? Some of our young ones have been held hostage by their mindsets. They feel so entitled and therefore wait on their rich relatives to do this and that for them. And when it's not forthcoming, they'll sit idly begging for urgent 2K. Do we still have people begging for urgent 2K here? Please, you don't pass that level. You don't pass that level. Some of you are already employed, but how satisfied are you with your current employment like the MC asks? Do you really feel satisfied? Maybe the present job you are doing is as a result of no option for another. But I would like you to go home today with a clear understanding of how you can gain clarity and direction in your career using the career compass. We've all faced those moments of uncertainty in our careers, whether it's feeling stuck in a dead-end job, unsure of what steps to take next, or even being afraid of the unknown. Yeah, I've been there, and some of us have been there until we discovered our career compass. I'm so happy now, and I feel fulfilled and still follow my compass. Like when the MC asks, I raise my hand, I'm still following it. So let's look at some of the compass some of the guides that can help you navigate these uncertainties. I know that during the Jobberman soft skills trainings, you have learned a lot on how to be a good leader, how to interact with people, collaboration, and all of that. But first of all, you have to assess yourself. The first guide you need is self-assessment. What can I do? What can I do? And what do I love doing? Let nobody push you into something you cannot do. When I joined, I became a lawyer and I practiced for some time at the bar. I decided to launch into the bench. I wanted to explore everything about this profession. So I was in the bench for 3 years as the customary court judge. And I said, oh, this is good. At least from there, I've seen another area I could help people. And do you know, I was so much motivated. Some of the programs I do now came as a result of some of the things I see happening, because as a customary court judge, they post you into villages. It's like a grassroots court. After that, you have magistrate court. So you relate with the people in the rural area. So I started seeing a lot of needs, and it has helped me in my advocacy and in so many things I'm doing for people today. So find who you are. I am such a person that loves to go out there, interact with people, look at their needs, meet their needs, and all of that. If you don't find yourself, you can't find your career. When you are sure of who you are and what you want to do, you can now go ahead and set a clear, achievable goal. Some of us, during our first year, every year, you say you are setting a goal, you keep setting a goal. At the end of the year, you don't measure it. You don't measure your success. How have you succeeded in the goals you have set? It's good to set goals. Plan yourself very well. Volunteer for organizations and companies. Try to be early to meetings. There are people who know that they've already planned that the first 5-10 people that come here will be employed. And you come late. And then they are now announcing we are employing these people automatically. Will you not go home sad, no matter what they give you that day? And you were supposed to come. My sister is laughing over there. But that is it. You feel so bad knowing that you could have been the person who won that position if you had come early. So don't joke with your time. Time management is very, very key. Leadership skills. You may need to collaborate with others if need be. Have a positive attitude and good working relationship with your colleagues, because those colleagues can recommend you, refer you for jobs and other opportunities. Be fair and kind to your partners, your customers, your clients. I must also remind you to be courageous and confident in yourself. Be what? Courageous and confident in yourself. Some people want to pull others down. When they see you doing what they cannot do or what they couldn't do at your age, they may want to discourage you. But you have to be courageous and don't let anybody pull you down, all right? I remember when I was contesting, some of them were like, you should have gone for counselor now. You should have. So when they now started seeing the benefits, and when they'll be like, wow, because that has actually brought me to a very wonderful limelight. Talent counts, but effort counts twice. Talent counts, but effort counts. That is by Angela Duckworth. Thank you so much for having me, and I wish you all the best in your career path. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to tell you more about Jobberman, what we do in Jobberman. And to give us this presentation, we would like to welcome the head of partnership Africa, Mr. Ahmed Alaga.
Career development and recruitment solutions company, connecting qualified job seekers with verified employers. And I think one of the things we've done very well as an organization is that the jobs that you find on our platform are real. No scams, the real jobs connecting to real people. And that is only possible because of our zeroing visioning on one simple idea. And the idea is that we are, or we want to be, Nigeria's most user-centric, transparent career platform. And what that means is that we are the most democratized career platform in the history of this country. In plain English, you don't need to know me or the CEO of Jobberman to get a job on our platform. You understand that? You don't need to know me, you don't need to know anybody. It simply means if you fit, the job is all yours. And we've been doing that for a very long time. So our services basically cover both, employers and job seekers. We can't do without each of them because one inevitably leads to the other. Our major service that we provide to employers is something that you must have guessed already. Obviously, if you are going to be a recruitment platform, you need to have some recruitment and talent acquisition involved. So what that basically means, we're constantly looking for employers who have validated opportunities to connect to young people. Because we've been in the system for a very long time, 15 years, we have an average of over 3 million job seekers on our platform and over 60,000 employers on our platform as well, which means we have a huge database for you, a seeker, or an employer to find information from, right? Another core part of our work that we use to attract employers into our platform is that we also conduct assessments. I don't know if any of you have taken any assessment on our platform, but it also means that we are in the business of also helping employers understand if you have right skills, right psychomotor skills, psychometric skills to ensure that you have the right competencies, matching the jobs that they want. And then of course, corporate training. Those are the 4 major things that we share with our employers. And then for young people, which is you all in the world, or anybody who is seeking new opportunity on our platform, what we offer is a vast array of youth engagement opportunities, one of which is the career clinic. We have set aside, beyond just the career clinic, other engagement events that bring you into a room to focus on how we can propel you forward. And includes our career fair, for instance, includes our roundtable conversations. Outside those engagements, we then ensure that we're able to plug into the system where we're able to provide some sort of solution to closing the gaps that employers see that. And so, if you have the saying, it's not that there are not enough jobs, right? There are just not enough qualified people to take on those jobs. And to close that gap, because we think at the end of the day, 20 years from now, 10 years from now, prosperity is going to ask us, what did we do as experts in closing that gap? And with that, we've provided an array of training solutions, some of which was earlier mentioned, like our soft skills training. We also have our financial literacy training. We also have our small business and entrepreneurship course. If you're interested in working online and the gig economy, we have a course for that. Whatever your interest is in fitting into the new world, we have a solution to help you close that gap. And all you need to do is go to our platform, which is basically jobberman.com/soft skills training, and you'll find an array of all the courses on that platform.
For everyone sitting on the right, from this side of the aisle to the other end, you'll be moving to the Miracle Hall downstairs at the basement. We have our volunteers and HR professionals right stationed at each location, and they will guide you moving right into the hall. So for everyone on this side of the aisle, to my left, to the right end, you'll be here on the main hall. Our recruitment consultant is also going to attend to you. So if you have a white hat with you, you'll be sitting at the back of the hall.
At the hall where I gave the speech, I tried to let them know that that person that will mentor you may not look like your mentor. He or she may not look like your mentor. You may just have seen the person sitting beside you. You may just have been reading the person's books and watching the person on telly, and you just meet the person. So you need to comport yourself very well to walk up to that person you are looking up to, as a mentor. And then you have to also avail yourself of the opportunities of anywhere you can see that person you admire in your chosen career path. The person will not come looking for you. Mentors don't go about looking for who to mentor. Oh my God. So please, I advise you, look for the right people to mentor you. Look for the right people that have what you are looking for. How do we bridge this gap? Is by making yourself available. And when you see one, please don't abuse it. A lot of us prefer immediate gain. What can I gain from this person? You have a mentor, you start asking for money. I made mention of urgent 2K, and you see them looking for money, asking for urgent 2K. No, that is not it. You begin to scare the person. Volunteer, be willing to serve, be willing to humble yourself, because some people, you may look at your mentor and he's not that rich and big as you want. So if care is not taking, you disrespect the person. So be respectful, be humble, be open to opportunities, and maximize every leverage on every opportunity you see around you. That could be the path, the career path that will take you to where you are going.
An ATS means an application tracking system. Application tracking system. And I think the name already specifies everything you need to know. It is used to sieve out application, and it is used by employers, recruiters, and every employer of labor who needs a particular group of people or a person to hire. So whenever you apply for a job, it goes into the ATS. And so right here you understand how exactly an ATS works and what you need to do to ensure that your CV stands out when you get into that ATS. So another thing you would learn is that you will get to realize the potential of LinkedIn. Someone asked earlier, I did ask earlier, well, how many people here have LinkedIn account? So in this workshop, how many people have a LinkedIn account? Okay, quite a good number. Okay, we'll get there. We'll get into it. And then the last one is optimizing your profile for attraction. Again, it's not about having the LinkedIn profile. How will you attract me? I'm a recruiter with Jobberman, so how would you attract me to actually view your profile and review whether or not you'll be suitable for an employment? So the next slide. Okay, so many people already gave us various definitions of CV, which were honestly very correct. But of everyone who spoke, nobody really mentioned one thing I wanted to hear, and it's here. So it states here that the average recruiter spends about 3.5 seconds, and in fact, I think the 3.5 seconds is really exaggerated. We literally spend like 1 second. I mean, when I see your CV, I spend just a glance. I can tell whether or not I want to even view your CV for that. And I know I've had a lot of people say, oh, is that even fair? I mean, why you just spending a second on my CV? But then you should understand that recruiters actually have, or even employers, when you apply, when they get applications, they get like 500, 600, even up to 1,000 applications for one job. So it means that you need to do a lot more for your CV to stand out. You need to make your CV interesting enough that I could actually want to read through your CV and understand exactly what you stand for. So what does this mean? It means that your CV is meant to be a marketing tool. So if there's anything I want you to leave here today with, it's not just seeing your CV as just curriculum writing. No, it is your marketing tool. So it means that you are ready to use your CV to sell yourself. So with that mindset, that should let you know that it is not just a group of words. It's actually a marketing tool. Next slide, please. So now going into the application tracking system and the selection process. So to explain this in a way that is related to all of us, I want us to view the ATS as a market. So the ATS is a market, and when we want to purchase things from the market, I want to ask a question. If you go to the market now and you want to buy maybe watermelon or a tuber of yam, so using this either a watermelon or a tuber of yam, I want somebody to stand up and tell me what they will look out for. So when you get to the stand, I mean there's so many people selling watermelon and yam. When you get to those places, what do you look out for? So that's exactly how the ATS is. It's a marketplace for applications. And that's why the very first point here states that go to the market. So this means that each and every one of us, because me included, we are all sellers. We are all salespeople because we are selling. So we want to sell our skills. We want to sell the things that we know how to do. So if you have that at the back of your mind, you should understand that employers are buyers of labor. So trust me, employers are out there looking for each and every one of you. But then you need to be able to sell it. That's the way you go to the market and not just pick up anything to buy. It's the same way an employer will not just see you and your CV and just pick it up. No, they want only the best, and that's why you need to ensure that you are one of the best. So now, first thing is, you go to the slide. You go to the ATS, which is the market. And so at the top of the funnel, you see that the ATS receives every application. So even if it's 1,500 applications, the ATS will receive it. Now the second part is the qualification criteria. Now this ATS will then screen through all of these applications. So out of 1,200, which applications are actually qualified for that particular job? So let's assume that this employer wants to hire an accountant. There are so many accountants. So if 1,200 people apply for that job, the ATS will screen through to ensure that only the qualified people actually move to the next funnel. So the third one would be the rated criteria. So every single job have their what we call job specification, job responsibilities, and the rest. So it means that when you want to apply for a job, maybe again using accountant as an example, if you know that you are a marketing specialist, for example, or a salesperson, and then you apply for this accountant job, the ATS will not move your CV to that yellow funnel. It will just remain in the red funnel. It's not going to move it at all because your CV sells you as a marketing specialist. So that means that for this job, we do not need you. So it's not even going to move you at all. And even if a recruiter sees that CV, the moment you see anything marketing specialist, it's out. You're already out of the race. So it's only going to focus on the qualified. So the fourth one is initially selected applicants. So highest rank. Now this one is very important. You remember I mentioned earlier that the ATS will only qualify the people who are relevant to that job. Now, it's not even all of them who are the best fit for the job. Now, after doing the initial qualification, the ATS will go further to rank all of these people. So there's a ranking. So when we go to that application, we get to see the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, all the way. So if we have 20 people who are the most qualified out of the 1,200, from the 20 people, we will still have first, second, third, fourth. What this means is that we, the recruiter, get to see that, okay, yeah, so these are the 20 most qualified. Now, these are the people we would speak with. These are the people we would engage to know which of them we would even like to present to our employers. Now, I'm sure all of this sounds so complicated. You can see how much work the ATS does. So the question is, how exactly do you get yourself to be amongst the highest ranked candidates? How to prepare your CV for the ATS? Now, the first thing is to carefully tailor your resume to the job description every single time you apply. Now, the job calls for, say, a marketing supervisor. And you know deep down that, okay, this job, maybe you had just about 2 years of experience, and the job is calling for maybe 3 years of experience. But because you feel like, with this 2 years experience, you've already gotten some of the responsibilities needed by that employer. This means that the CV you currently have probably doesn't highlight the fact that you are currently supervising or you are currently leading a team of maybe 1 or 2 people. You need to add that when applying for that supervisory position, because it means that you shouldn't just have one CV and use one CV for all the applications. So even if you have one CV and then a particular responsibility is stated on the job description, and you know that this thing, I actually do this thing where I am currently, but it's not on my CV, you should go the extra mile and include it on your CV, because it's probably that one line, just that one line, that will take you down to the end of the funnel of the ATS to make you a qualified candidate. Now, I know it sounds like a lot of work, but trust me, it is not. It's just being intentional with your own career. It's owning your business, because your career is your business. So you need to own it, take accountability, and ensure that for every single job you want to apply for, you are careful enough to tailor your CV to the job description. And see that it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs. Yes, 5. And so it has everything that I just highlighted. And you can see the end. Please find attached a copy of my CV alongside this cover letter. So always include that when writing cover letter. The next slide. Yes, so now we are down to the LinkedIn optimization. And before we go deeply into this, I already asked how many people have their CV, their LinkedIn account. So who knows? It's already showing. I wanted to ask who knows what LinkedIn optimization is, but the expo is already here. So let's just get into it. Now, LinkedIn optimization, now this refers to the action of refining your profile. The question is, why are you refining your profile? Why do you want your profile to be refined? The answer is there. To increase visibility, to attract relevant connection, and achieve professional goals. So your LinkedIn is your career passport. So you want people to see it and be interested in having you in their company. So you need to pay attention to how exactly your LinkedIn profile is. Now it says that specifically complete all profile sections. I'm sure if you had enough time to probably check everyone's LinkedIn here. I am, in fact, let me say 100% sure that many people here have not completed their profile sections. Okay, so let me say 90%. So 90% probably have not done this, and it's important. You shouldn't just leave it blank. You should actually complete your profile section. You should incorporate your industry-specific keyword, just like your CV. Your LinkedIn you have to be very intentional with your LinkedIn profile, your LinkedIn account. And then the last one said, regular engagement. Yes, relevant and regular engagement is known to also enhance your profile's impact. I'm not saying that you should turn your LinkedIn to your WhatsApp status, no. But I'm just saying that once in a while, it's just nice to include relevant information or just post one or two things, because what we don't know is that from one post, if somebody likes your post, do you know that every other person's connection gets to see that post one way or another? So it's like every time you post, you're attracting, it's like a rope. So one person, you have the person in front, someone else joins, that person brings like 10 people, the next person brings like 20. Before you know, 100 people are viewing your post, and that's attracting more people to your profile.
How many people believe that first impression matters? If you don't believe that first impression matters, please raise your hands. Yes. So if, for example, you're going to buy something in the market and you see a market woman selling, you see two market women selling tomatoes, when you want to buy tomatoes, and you see one freshly dressed, no flies, nothing mentioned on it, and you see another market woman selling tomatoes and everything just looks so, it's not properly well groomed, properly, there are flies mentioned on it. Which one would you rather go for? Which one would you rather go for? Exactly. So you go for the one that is properly groomed, right? Before you at least approach her to buy. So that's one of the reasons for first impression. You need to look the parts while going for your interview, like I already mentioned. If you're going for a traditional company, you need to look the parts. Always wear your normal suit. If you have a suit, if you have, if you cannot afford to get a suit, maybe if you're an entry-level person and just starting your career, you can still wear a very, nice outfit, maybe a corporate shirt, trousers, nice shoes. You don't need to get expensive shoes, right? Just get a very nice outfit, then you can wear your tie, and then go for that interview looking smart. That already creates that impression that, oh yeah, this guy fits the culture of our company, and then you can then proceed to then ask him for that questions about you as a person. So showing professionalism, of course, when you're having that conversation, they assess you for them to go, okay, this guy fits our company culture. Let's move forward in terms of our careers. Moving forward. So when you get into the interview and then they ask certain questions, it's important for you to show courtesy, it's important for you to show respect, it's important for you to be professional in the way you react to your questions, the way you react to the questions they give to you. So for instance, they ask you, tell me more about yourself. Tell me more about your goals. What do you like as what do you want in terms of your career journey? You can start off by saying, oh yeah, my name is Daniel. Yeah, I've had a couple of experiences as a recruitment consultant. I've had over 4 years experience. I'm looking to also grow my career further by joining this organization. I have experience in social things. I have experience in recruitment, I have experience in talent management, and I believe that my experience can play my vital role. Are you taking on volunteering projects to be able to do so? Because when you are being interviewed as a less experienced candidate, the recruiter about the process of I would like to know if you will be able to develop yourself without getting paid. You understand? That shows that yes, you have passion for what you want to do. It's not about getting paid at times, it's about value. Because they said value is what attracts your earnings. If you're able to project your value to the prospective employer or recruiter, that will of course translate to more earnings for you. So as you're starting off in your career, if you're an entry-level person, just a lot of ease of our career journey, self-assessment, and know how you can grow yourself. How can you impact? How can you develop yourself? So that when you get to that stage of having interview, you can outseed or outpass or exceed someone that has a much level of experience than you have. Sorry. So yeah, you're the best candidate for a job, not because you're the smartest, but because you're always prepared to position yourself as a successful interview. I already mentioned how you prepare yourself as a to exceed in an interview. So the next one is the interview is a skill that you can actually. That's the best part of it. Are we not excited that interview is something we can do? Are we not excited? If you're excited, say it, I'm excited. Great. So it's something that we can actually learn, right? So how do we learn interviewing? How do you learn how to exceed and grow yourself and so that you can be able to scale any interview that you want to do? First of all, you need to prepare for the interview. Like I said, you need to do your background check, find out about the company, know more about what the role is all about, do your own personal self-assessment. You have that skills, you have the skills. What can you compensate for the skills? Have you been able to volunteer yourself in one or two projects you can get? Do you have that commitment, that desire? Because many employers, like I said, they don't even need your years of experience. Particularly when they don't need your years of experience, they need your commitment. They need to see you have the attitude to be able to excel in that job. That's the most important thing for them. How many of us here are entry level graduates? If you're entry level, please raise up your hands. Okay, alright, no problem, that's fine. So, and also, it doesn't necessarily, this is not only for entry level. If you also have quite a number of years of experience, whatever you know, it's important for you to also do a self-assessment. Are you doing where you are? Are you at the level of your peers? People that are happy, let's say for example, you're a finance manager or an accountant. Are you comparing? Do you do a self-assessment with other people in your field? You see someone earning a lot higher than you go you're a taxi, you're angry, so why is there any more than you? You see someone that is breaking from a different company, and you see there is any more than you, and you're surprised. Why is there any more than you? But you go down the self-assessment to see that are you actually developing yourself at that level that would require a company to pay you more for your premium services. It's important to do that self-assessment at least every 6 months or every 3 months before you apply for a position, because like I said, the world is very better. Things are changing. Technologies are coming in every day, right? And it's important for you to know those particular technologies that relate to your field, relate to what you want to do in your career journey before embark. You can give a shot if only you are equipped enough, right? So how are you equipped enough, right? So if just 3 years experience, can you match up to that person in terms of the skill set they're looking out for? They're not looking out for a manager, or they're not looking out to manage a team, they're not looking out for someone that is extensively strong in their skills. No. They understand that the person is growing in his or her career. So you also need to look to match that pace as an entry level person. Understand that sometimes it's not easy, right? Because you need that platform to be able to enter into the organization first. But then again, you also need to be able to develop yourself. If there are certain specific skills that you know that yes, this role tailors to what you're looking out for, you can highlight it there. You can cover up for those 2 years, 2 to 3 years experience by highlighting your own project that you have done. Because you can't just say you have skills when you've not done any projects, when you've not been involved in anything. It doesn't, if you send your CV, you will not even look at it. Not they're just saying just random things, you understand. So you also need to tell yourself by letting them know because of those 2 to 3 years that you're looking out for, I was also able to develop myself in that particular aspect. You understand? But if you know you don't have that skill set, if you see 2 to 3 years experience, please don't apply. Because you just leave yourself getting disappointed and being forward. But if you know you have that skill set, it's still an entry level.
One of the reasons why we organized this was to see how to give job seekers clarity. The issue is that there are jobs. It's just that people are not employable. So this was the reason for this Jobberman career clinic. And
from this program, I believe that a lot of persons will come out with clarity and know where they will be putting themselves in the job market, how to position themselves very well for the job market.
The Career Clinic is one of the many initiatives we have sponsored by the MasterCard Foundation to close that gap of information for young people as when it comes to finding the right job and addressing specific challenges that may serve as roadblocks to securing the dream jobs that they desire. The essence of the Career Clinic is to spotlight difficult challenges young people face, giving them hands-on practical examples of how best to move forward on specific things that we know that may be major roadblockers. And this is coming from our experience as a talent company. We have the insights of employers. We understand what employers are asking. We know why talents fail. And so we're taking that direct learning and that information and using it as a tool to empower young people at the Career Clinic.
Before I talk about my institution, I just want to say a very big thank you to Jobberman. Of course, on behalf of persons with disability, I want to say a very big thank you for your disability sensitivity, making this whole seminar workshop very inclusive. Of course, one of my outstanding expectations was to know more about CV. I've actually made a lot of application, especially when it has to do with fellowship and scholarship, but I keep seeing myself, I'm not getting it. But going through the different sections about CV, it gave me more insights, the right thing to do, and I'm very grateful.
This event is a major component of the youth engagement event in Jobberman, like I said, aimed at providing enough support to job seekers in ensuring that they land their dream job.
The best part for the event for me was to have access to very seasoned HR professionals that typically I would pay for a career consultation, but I got it for free, and I was given basically a play-by-play of how to transition from now to the next 2 years and make a successful pitch to whoever I get to meet.
We'd like to see young people in Enugu go out there, attend interviews, ace interviews, attend interviews with the right CVs, right, with the right interview composure, with the right interview etiquette, and like I said, all the necessary skills and attitude, right, that would aid in getting them a very decent and fulfilling job.
Majorly that has been addressed for me is knowing that my switch is possible, because I know it's a very daring thing to do and very unconventional. So the person I spoke to made me understand that this is very new, but it's very, very possible, and I can do everything that I want to do.
It's very important for young people to be patient, for young people to be resilient, to know that there's always the right time for everybody. And according to a popular quote that says that success is opportunity meeting preparation. So for everybody to become successful, you need to be better positioned, you need to be better prepared, right, for the opportunities that will come their way. And I believe that with all these necessary and required ingredients, it's become very, very easy for young people to navigate to the job market and to land a very successful job.
I had the opportunity to have a one-on-one career counseling with the professionals, and the professional I met with told me what to do, the courses to go into for this new career path I actually want to venture into.
Programs like this always happen in high traffic cities like Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, but for bringing it to Enugu, where I have a lot of has a lot of bubbling, inspired young people like myself that can now access this without having to travel all the way to Lagos or Abuja, it makes me very happy. So thank you, Jobberman.